It's so cute. It's gonna be me. And now it is. So here we are. It is now technically May 1st, and it is the end of my very first Camp NaNoWriMo. It was a crazy month. Crazy. I'm still a little sick. This month made me sick for the first time this year. This winter. It's not winter, it's spring. Whatever. You know, this year I've had a lot of months that have felt long. And I've had a lot of my life change in a lot of ways very quickly, but nothing beats the month of April this year. I started a new job. I started writing more intensely. I started uploading more intensely, even though I definitely wavered out towards the end. And I was faced with a lot of obstacles and a lot of moral battles, I guess you could say, in my personal life that just, oh my god. I'm sad Camp NaNoWriMo's over, but I am so glad April is over. I'm so excited for May. And that's coming from someone who's not a huge fan of spring. I get allergies and I love the winter, so spring is just extra sad for me. Oh, and I don't really like the summer because it's too hot and humid, so like spring is just a reminder of horrible things to come and good things that day. But you know what, this year I've decided to change my narrative, change my tune a little bit, and I'm actually really appreciating spring. It's been really cool watching the tree outside my apartment bloom and watching the sunflowers blossom while I'm on my run. Not actually while I'm not that slow running, but you know what I mean. It is time to reflect back, not just on this last week, but on Camp NaNoWriMo as a whole. I guess I should start off talking about my word count. Here's my final stats, my cabin stats. There you go. 23,482. So I was 6,518 words short. But hey, not too shabby. So in total for the month of April, or I guess I should say for Camp NaNoWriMo, because between you and me, we both know I sort of extended my time. I wrote 23,482 words. My goal was 30,000, which means I was a little over 6,000 words short, so around 6,500 words short. I know that, you know, you're supposed to aim to win, but honestly, I am super happy with that. I wrote 23,000 words. I'm about, not halfway. I've started chapter 3, so I'm done with chapters 1 and 2 and the chapters in between, which I know once again doesn't really make sense, but it'll make sense when you read it. And I don't know, I'm just really proud of that. And so to compare with NaNoWriMo, I wrote a little over 15,000, and so I'm like definitely getting better, and so I feel really good about Camp NaNoWriMo in July of this year, which yes, I will be participating in that as well. If I continue on this, you know, progress, don't see why I can't do even better in July. So some things that I guess held me back or prevented me from winning. I had a lot of real life changes. Not that, you know, I don't really believe in excuses. I think that when something's a priority, you can always make it a priority. However, things definitely can make achieving your goal harder. And I had a lot of things that were doing that. Yeah, I had a lot of real life changes. I had a new routine during the day that my hours at work, they weren't consistent. I had the morning shift sometimes, the evening shift sometimes, and I worked weekends sometimes. So it was like, and I was in training on top of all of that. So every day I was getting hoarded with new information, and just, it completely took up all of my mental time. Obviously now I'm really more on my own, so it's not as bad. But that's all about to change again soon, because I will be starting a new job. Oh my god. Also, I relied too much on knowing I can write more than 1,000 words a day. You know, there were days that in the beginning, I was ahead of schedule. I was doing 2,000 a day instead of 1,000 words a day. And so I thought, oh, if I fall behind, I can just catch up easily. But that mentality is really, really dangerous, because while yes, you can, you're not going to want to do that every single day and before you know it, like, you go 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days without writing. Suddenly you're not just 2,000 words behind anymore, you're 8,000 words behind. You know, I think it's important that even if you are doing better than you expected, it's important to still keep going with your daily goal as if you're not, you know, ahead of schedule. You know what I mean? So hopefully next camp I'll do better about that. You know, start each day fresh. Don't look like, oh, I'm ahead 500 words, so that means I only have to do 500 today. No, you're setting yourself up in a bad habit. You know, you should always aim for the minimum being your daily word goal, or whatever your goal is, whether it's hourly work or if it's editing, page number, you know what I mean. You should look at your daily goal that you set and keep moving forward with that, even if you end up going above and beyond that. Things that kept me motivated, because while yes, I did not win, or I should say, well, no, I did not win, not while yes, oh my gosh. I still wrote 23,000 words in a month, so that's pretty cool. Based on that schedule, my book will be well written. My book will be well written before the end of the year, and so that's really exciting. And so things that kept me motivated or kept me going. My biggest thing, as sad as it is to say, is the Stay Focused extension on Chrome. So I use Google Chrome as my web browser, and they have this extension that you can download called Stay Focused without the E. And basically you can plug in which websites that you want to block for an extended period of time. Some people, they have it so every day between the hours of, I don't know, 3 and 6, their block list is active. For me, that didn't really work because my schedule was different, so I was writing at different times. And so what I would just do, I unchecked all of the active days, so that way I didn't have this scheduled days that I couldn't access the sites I wanted to access in my free time. And I just would enact nuclear mode, which, you know, you plug in the sites you want blocked, so Facebook, Twitter, forums, Reddit, whatever you use, or whatever you know is a distraction, and you can enter an allotted amount of time that you want those websites to be blocked. So I usually would do them in 1 hour increments. Now, of course, there's ways to cheat the system, and I'm not going to tell you them here. You can Google it yourself, which I think they're actually really important to know in case you mess up and like I did and you accidentally block things for too long. Or, you know, I do have a smartphone that I can just go on Facebook on that. But just removing the temptation right in front of you is really, really helpful, and you're less likely to look on your phone when you know it's a wrong thing to do versus just kind of click a tab and just check Facebook really quick, but before you know it, 10 minutes have passed. And so when I would do that, I could finish my word goal in 1 hour. So I write about 1,000 words an hour, which isn't the fastest, but hey, it's, you know, only an hour of my day every day that I was spending towards writing. Another thing that kept me going was staying motivated on the grand prize. I think that it can be dangerous to look at the end goal, because then you have a tendency to get overwhelmed, like, oh my god, yeah, I wrote 23,000 words, but that means I have 80,000 more to go before I'm finished. But I just mean how you know you're going to feel, because you have the breakdown right in front of you. You know it's possible. It's not this far-fetched dream that you always thought it would be. Like, no, you can see how it's actually achievable, and it doesn't have to be difficult. I mean, it's difficult. Stick with me, guys. I'm tired. But just thinking like, oh my god, imagine how I'm gonna feel when I finish writing the first draft. I mean, that will have meant I wrote a book. Like, not a good book, a bad book. It's gonna need a lot of editing, but I did it. I wrote a book. And like, how many people can say that? A lot of people at NaNoWriMo, apparently, because everyone freaking, those crazy people who write freaking 60,000 words or 100,000 words a month. Like, God, I don't understand that. It's great if you do that. Like, it really is great. But yeah, just imagining that, or fantasizing about getting my first rejection letter, as weird as that is. But just those little things of just like, when you're not feeling in the mood, thinking about, but imagine what it feels like when I'm done, and focusing on that feeling and reminding yourself that that's never gonna happen unless you work on the days that you don't want to, or you make time when you feel like you don't have time, or just things like that. Because you know, you always do have time. You can always make time. There's always something you can sacrifice. You know, if you browse Facebook for 10 minutes 3 times a day, well, that's 30 minutes. You know what I mean? It's little things like that. Maybe one day I'll make a little video about time saving, but considering I'm not good at that, that's never gonna happen. I'm like the worst procrastinator. I really am. I'm a dangerous procrastinator because usually at the end I'll get it done. Like in school, I would have an essay and I would wait to do it, but I would push myself until I get it done, and so I don't really learn my lesson. Obviously with Camp NaNoWriMo, it didn't happen. I don't want to blame my brother's birthday, but the fact that it was his birthday and we didn't get home until 1 a.m. April, well, technically it was May already by that point. I wrote in the car. Oh yeah, should I talk about my last day? So May 30th was my brother's birthday, as you saw in the clips before, and we had a lot of fun. I went back home to Maine. We went to Freeport and went around LL Bean, like the LL Bean, the one that's open 24 hours. And they have this huge room just for returns, and people stand in line, and it's crazy. We didn't leave Maine until, what time did we leave? 9 o'clock? So we got home, no, it was later than that. It was like 9:30 or 10. We got home around 1 or 1:30. And I wrote in the car about 1,000 words, so, well, it was like 800. So that was good. I at least had time to do that. But yeah, by the time I got back, I couldn't, like, it was past midnight. So even if I had made the 30,000, I wouldn't have been able to submit it, which really sucks because I didn't know that right at midnight it cuts off, which, I mean, it makes sense, but still, it's like, I usually don't update my word count until the day after, so it's weird that you can't do it now. Maybe there is a way to do it now and I just didn't see that option, but they made it, it wasn't at the top of the website anymore, but you could just update right there, and they didn't have the link to update to win anymore. Just something to keep in mind for next month, I guess. I do kind of just want to say really quick, this is going to be very preachy, but bear with me. So I know that in all my videos I talk about how I am going to win, I am going to win, I am going to win, and I understand that there was a possibility I wouldn't, and that winning would be really hard, and that, you know, with each NaNoWriMo event, I think, well, oh, the next time I definitely will do it, or even with each week, like, oh, the next week I definitely will catch up. I know that that can seem repetitive to keep that narrative in your head going, and, you know, it's like, well, after so many attempts, I'm not winning, so maybe I should just, you know, give up or be more realistic with my success rate, I guess. And I can see that point of view, and I think a lot of people have that point of view when it comes to obtaining any goal, whether that is writing a book, or losing weight, or getting a dream job, or, you know, who knows. But it really is a matter, you know, very few people in life, no matter what it is you're aiming for, are successful the first time. That's just the way it goes, you know. People who you hear about losing 100 pounds and becoming super fit and healthy, you ask how many times they attempted to do it, and chances are it wasn't one. Chances are it was, you know, every single month for years and years and years they've tried to do it. And so I think that's why it's important to remember that it really, this is definitely, you know, after school special, but it really doesn't matter how many times you fail. It really doesn't. If anything, each failure is a good thing because you learn a little bit more about yourself, and you learn a little bit more about your habits and what doesn't work and what does work. But yeah, it's definitely a matter of just how many times you start. You know, it's that whole thing like, oh, it doesn't matter how many times you get down, it's how many times you get back up. And because that's how you get success, is you just need one more. You just need one more win than loss. That's it. So every time you go to start again, just think like, this could be the last time, and it's just that one more. So yes, I am doing Camp NaNoWriMo again because I have lost twice, and so this will be my third attempt at trying to win. So that's just one more. And I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm just going to keep doing it until I finish my book, which I will finish. That's why I am so optimistic. Yeah, I guess maybe I can't say exactly when, because that's a future date that hasn't happened yet, and I never know what's going to happen as far as life. But I do know if I'm going to finish, because that's 100% in my control. And I know I'm going to finish because I'm going to keep going. So there, I'll get off the soapbox now. I'm sitting, so I can't actually like crouch down or anything. Also, that's why I'm a little low energy, because I got home at 1:30 and I had to get up at 6 for work. So I fell asleep around 2. So 4 hours of sleep, which isn't horrible. Plenty of people get less than 4 hours of sleep. Who are those people? Send them help. Could really use a coffee right now, but if I have a coffee now at 6 p.m., I'm not gonna sleep well. But it's too late to also nap, so basically I just have to suffer for the next couple hours until it's time for bed. Anyway, so for the future of this channel, I am definitely going to keep filming. Definitely. I don't think I'll be doing Camp NaNoWriMo weekly updates because obviously there is no Camp NaNoWriMo, but I will be doing weekly updates about what I'm writing or just fun videos that I feel like filming because I love this. I love filming. It's very therapeutic in a weird way. Even just thinking about what I'm gonna film and thinking about planning my goals like that is really helpful. Watch a lot of YouTube channels that are on, you know, being productive and bettering your life and bettering your chances at achieving your goals, blah, blah, blah. And it's been really helpful. I've been doing that the past year. And if I, you know, my favorite one is Michael Buckley on Buck Hollywood. Definitely, if you haven't checked him out, please do. He's like one of my favorite people I've never met. I would be way more starstruck meeting him than any celebrity on this earth. Like, I just adore him. So please check him out. That about sums it up. What a camp, huh? I feel like we've all had a crazy camp just based on people I've talked to. It's been busy. You know, this is a transitional time, April, May, you know, schools are getting out, college graduates are graduating, applying for jobs, and just hopefully July will be better. It'll be summer, so I'll be indoors a lot because I don't like the heat. Actually, I probably won't be indoors that much because we don't have air conditioning, and so it's gonna get really hot. It was 83 degrees Saturday, and I was dying. I'm scared for this summer. Happy camping, campers, and I will see you on July 1st. And for all my other subscribers, which, oh, I didn't even talk about that. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I started off on April 1st with 15 subscribers. It is now May 1st and I have 36 subscribers. That is a gain of 21 subscribers. Or to make it sound better, over 50% increase. That's awesome. So thank you to all my new subscribers. I hope you've enjoyed my channel. I will continue putting out videos every single week. Hopefully I'll get back into doing 2 or 3 videos a week. Probably 2, let's be realistic. But yes, I will be answering writing questions, mostly questions I myself have had and have since looked up and gained a little knowledge on, so hopefully that will be helpful to you. And then of course just videos talking about my own progress and my own work in progress. You know when you're drunk tired? Or what's it called, sleep drunk? And you're just so tired that you just start doing really loopy things. I'm there. I'll also be putting out, I think after this video, I'll be doing a bloopers video because, oh boy, do I have bloopers. Alright, thanks for camping with me, fellow campers. See you in a couple months. But please see me sooner. I still will be making videos. Come back. Begging is not attractive, right? I don't know, I beg. Should I have a cool sign out? I don't know. I'll think it over. Bye!